As I head off to work this morning, I've got something I want to share with you. This is what you need to understand about your deal and the world champion Miami Heat, and possibly the future world champion Miami Heat. Your deal is exactly like that organization and their Hall of Fame coach, Eric Spoelstra. What I learned from them will help you in your business like it helped me in my business. Watch and follow and take good notes, because this will help you do bigger deals, do better deals, more meaningful deals, and deals where you will win. When the Miami Heat hired Coach Eric Spoelstra, a lot of people in basketball were scratching their heads. A lot of new fans, old fans, and non-fans were saying, wait a minute, what does this guy have to do with winning basketball? Give me just 1 second as I open my gate so I can get the heck out and get to work on time. All right. So as the World Championship Miami Heat, or future World Championship Miami Heat, because they hadn't won a championship yet, hired Eric Spoelstra, everybody said, why does Pat Riley, the general manager and partial owner of the Miami Heat, why is he hiring this guy who is a novice? The only thing he's ever done in basketball is video work. He did video work. Video work was his background. He was the camera guy, the film guy. You don't go from film guy to head coach very often, really not ever. And here it was, Eric Spoelstra was the video coach. And I didn't get a good grip on that until I realized that what he brought to the Miami Heat was exactly what was missing from my deals. And as an ex-basketball coach, he was actually missing from my basketball too. And here's the primary point that you want to take away, the thing that you don't want to miss, that will make all the difference in your deals and your future deals. Being proficient about what you need and what you can do and your side of the equation is enough if you're doing little deals, and that's all that matters to you. But if you want to do bigger deals and you want to do more meaningful deals and you want to win more often and bring home the big trophy, you're going to have to get proficient about the other side as well. And when I talk about getting proficient about the other side, what I'm talking about is I'm talking about the need to understand what the other side needs in order for your deal to go through. You know, as a business broker, I talk to people all the time who are quite proficient about what they want. As a buyer, they want no money down. They want great terms. They want real estate. They want more assets. They want the seller to stay on for an extended period of time and work for an acceptable wage, or a wage that's acceptable to the buyer. And so I'm thinking, wait a minute, I can't put all of this together, because there are two sides to every story. You need more than just being good at what it is that you want from the deal. Now, I'm going to pull over because I'm sure some of you are going bananas listening to the bell in my car and watching me on camera driving my car down the road and making this video. Now, I will tell you that this is a controlled environment, but I'm going to pull over anyways because I don't want you to miss what I'm going to share with you next. What I'm going to share with you next is the part of the deal that you've got to get good at. Knowing what you want doesn't require practice. You just need to know what you want. So I'm not going to talk about that. Understanding and appreciating what the other side wants is the key to getting your deal done every time. When you show up at the table as a buyer, when you have a clear understanding of what the seller wants from you in this equation and what the seller wants to buy or wants to get from this transaction, you'll have an easier time crafting your offer in a way that is pleasing to him and still gives you what you want. It matches itself up naturally, because every time you attempt to make a concession or provide something to the seller that the seller needs, you also will automatically make sure that it works for you. You're not going to offer the seller something that you can't do. Now, sellers, I want to tell you the same thing. You've got a long list of things that you won't do. I want to sell my business, but I don't want to share my financials. I want to sell my business, but I don't want anybody to meet my employees. I want to sell my business, but I don't want to share my tax returns. I'd like to sell my business, but I'm not signing a 4506 IRS document. And you know what? Your deal's not going to happen It's not going to happen until you get serious about bringing to the table the things that the other side are interested in. I want to sell my business and I don't want to carry 1 penny of the sales price. Well, what if the carrying a little bit of the sales price was a way to get you a bigger purchase price, more money for right now and in the future? Are you just closed down to the idea of that one issue, whether it's carrying or staying? I want to sell my business and I'll stay for a 3-day transition. Well, you can't transition a multi-million-dollar business in 3 days. It just doesn't work like that. So these are things you're going to have to get really good at. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you a short list of things that sellers want when they're selling their business. All sellers want cash. That is not a deal breaker. That is a conversation starter. We know that they all want cash. Now we have to figure out a way how to give them as much cash as we possibly can. And if you don't have that much, you need to start looking for places to get it. Try to do it in chunks. Where do I get big chunk number 1? Where do I get big chunk number 2? Maybe big chunk number 1 is the seller agreeing to finance 10 or 15 or 20%. Maybe big chunk number 2 is a bank, a funding source like a private equity firm or some Wall Street money, whatever it is. Maybe it's some hard money for the real estate that's tied to the business. Maybe it's your own personal lines of credit. Maybe it's a HELOC on your home. I don't know what that is, but you have to understand that all of the money for your deal is not going to come from one source. The money is going to come from a combination of sources that you will creatively put together. And it'll be easier for you to put those creative sources of money together when you get serious about understanding what the other side wants. In your case, if you're the buyer, what the seller wants. Now, sellers, what do buyers want? Buyers want to own a business. Now, there are 2 kinds of buyers. There's a buyer that wants to be the CEO and they want to drive the ship. And then there's a buyer that's an investor that wants to buy a business that is profitable and making money, and they want someone else to drive the ship, possibly you. You have to understand that's something they're interested in. So ask yourself, if I don't sell my business and I end up owning it for 2 more years, I'm still coming into work every day. If I can get my business sold for the price that I want, and all I have to do is come to work for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, or etc., is it still worth it for me to do that? And they're going to pay me in addition to the purchase price. They're going to pay me for my time and my services. So buyers want your expertise. They want your existing profitable business. They want proof that the sales and the money is there, that you've actually done it. And so your track record, your bookkeeping, your financials, those are all a part of what the buyer is wanting. If you want to sell your business and you're serious about it, you're going to get those things in front of them. Buyers want speed. If they ask for financials on Monday, they would like them on Monday. Now, if you have a broker, your broker should have already gathered these things from you. If they ask for tax returns or an additional document on Tuesday, they would like it on Tuesday or Wednesday, not 4 Tuesdays from now or 5 Tuesdays from now. Buyers take slow motion from sellers as a sign that they're not interested in doing business with them. Sometimes it's just the seller being a little sad about letting go of their baby, letting go of this special thing that they've built. So don't let your emotions get in the way of giving someone something that they want that costs you nothing to provide. So here's the bottom line. This is what I learned from Eric Spoelstra. Scouting is everything. If you want to win, you need to understand what the other side is doing. That's why they hired a film guy, a guy who was excellent at studying what the other side likes to do. And so if you get excellent at knowing what the other side likes to do, you are going to win every time, and you're going to bring home that big trophy. Your deals will get done so much easier. It doesn't matter if you're buying. It doesn't matter if you're a cash buyer, if you're using SBA funding. It doesn't matter if you're raising money from friends and family, if you're raising money through your own fund. It doesn't matter. If you get good at understanding what the other party wants, you'll get great at having success and watching your deals get done. If either party shows up with a lack of interest in the other side or a lack of understanding in the other side, the chances of that deal getting done goes down to nearly zero. Everything that you want is contained in the video that I just shared. It's 9 minutes. Go back and watch it again. Share it with a friend. Like and follow for more great information about how to get your deals done every time in a way that works for you. If you like this video, make sure that you press the button right there and watch our next video, which is going to give you more helpful tips about doing successful deals.